What's up, my friends? Today, I'm gonna unbox and review the Mackie Audio CR StealthBar. Let's go. Okay, so before we actually jump in, I just want to actually give you guys a heads up on a couple of things. One, I did receive this product for free in agreement with doing this video, so I want you to know that. Two, this is not a sponsored video though, so my review here will be completely unbiased. I will call out the things I like and the things I don't like. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so upon opening the box, the first thing that you notice is that this thing is pretty compact. Looking at this box, I thought, oh, okay, it's gonna be a decent size, but no, looking at this, it's actually very, very compact, a little more than I thought. So let's go ahead and get the shipping box out of the way, and let's go ahead and break into the actual box. All right, let's pop open these tabs here, slide open this top tab. Whoa. Whoa, and it's even more compact again. Holy cow. Check this out. This thing is actually pretty small. I am surprised. Okay, so it comes with a set of feet attached, and I know that there are another set of feet so we can change the height. So we'll look at that in a second. But wow, I mean, it's pretty light. It's definitely gonna fit under my screens. My screens have a little extra clearance than most people, but I think even if you don't, if you have a normal set of screens, I mean, this is gonna fit right underneath pretty easy. I like the green edges, look nice, the nice little logo there. There's a headphone jack, and it looks like we have a volume control right there on the front as well. So let's go ahead and see what else is in the box. This looks like some more feet. This looks like a 1/8 audio and a USB to USB-C. Okay, nice. This is the power adapter. Yep, and the power cord. Perfect. So, looks like it comes with some different face plates. So, I imagine if you're in other countries, obviously we have different plugs. Looks like you can order a different plug so that it matches your country instead of having to order a whole new adapter. So, pretty nice. Okay, so we got everything out of the box. We got the instruction manual. I actually went ahead and took the feet off. I got the power connector put together, but let's go ahead and talk about the unit details real quick before I set it up. So there's a few things to know. On the back, you have your connections, okay? So your power, your USB-C, and your 1/8 audio, okay? And so all your hookups are there in the back. And so one other thing to point out is here on the side of the unit, there's a couple of buttons. You have your EQ mode where you can switch between 3 different EQ modes that are predefined. Also your device connection mode. Do you want to use your line audio? Do you want to use USB-C? Do you want to use Bluetooth? And so those 2 buttons are there on the side. When it's looking at you, it'll be on the right-hand side. All right, so we got the StealthBar set up here on my desk. A couple more call outs I want to make. The cable included is a USB-C to USB. I would have preferred maybe a USB-C to USB-C just because my computer has a couple C ports on the front. Also, the power cord was a bit short. I had to move a few things around under my desk to actually get it to connect in properly. Those are just a couple of the things that I noticed when unboxing and setting this baby up. So let's see how this thing actually sounds, shall we?
Power on.
Whoa, she talks to you. I turned it up pretty high there, so probably won't scream at you normally, but little light lights up there. The green does not. I was hoping those were gonna be little accessory lights, but it looks like they are just green strips of color just to add to the aesthetic effect. They won't light up, but the logo does, so that's pretty nice. So we'll start with music, we'll move on to some gaming. Here we go with my very first music test, my very first experience with this soundbar. You and me together, you ready? Okay, so I think the highs sound pretty good, but I think, you know, my first experience like with this song, having the bass built in, the bass is coming across a bit muddy. I think the highs and the mids, good. The bass and the low end, maybe not so much in this first test. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try a couple of the different EQ modes. Let's shift through them while the song is playing and see if that shifts the experience a little bit, maybe clarifies the bass a bit for us.
Game mode. Voice mode.
That's better. That's much better.
Music mode.
Yeah, so funny enough, I think the voice mode is what I preferred the most because it took the bass down. The gaming mode, obviously, the sound was a bit more flat, and the music mode, again, I think the highs and the mids were good, but that bass came across pretty muddy. I think the voice mode gave us kind of the best of both, where the highs and the mids were quality, the bass was kind of toned back a little bit so that it wasn't thumping so hard. But I think overall, you know, not bad, especially keeping in mind that this unit is only 120 bucks. Not bad at all, not bad at all. So let's go ahead and move on to the gaming.
Good morning, Night City! Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood, thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed, cause the NCPD will not...
Yo, okay, so in-game mode, booting up Cyberpunk. If you've played it at all, you know that intro just kind of hits and gets you fired up, and I would say, first experience, solid. This feels good. This feels good for gaming.
PD has surrounded Watson.
You know, one thing I'm going to call out that I love here, this volume button right on the front, the volume knob right on the front, that is an A+ touch. Honestly, not a lot of soundbars, PC soundbars have that. And so the ability for me to turn something down in an instant and not have to like fumble for a button or go into a menu, I want to call out that I really, really appreciate that as a feature. I love the footprint sound. As I'm running on the metal, like you can definitely hear it hit the metal, like the tinniness of it comes across very well. Game mode actually gives me a feeling of great clarity too. Playing here, there's a good separation between the highs and the lows, the bass of the song versus the peak of their voice. I feel, you hear a great separation between the two. So I think overall the quality of it for gaming is a bit mixed. I think for a couple of the games I played, the experience was strong, the clarity was there. A couple of the others I played, not so much. Maybe they weren't optimized right. The sound was a bit muffled and sounded almost like I had blown one of the speakers, which would have been hilarious because I definitely don't think that's true. And so coming back to like Grand Theft Auto 5, the sound quality came back to normal, sounded good again. So the last thing I'm gonna try is I'm gonna hook my phone up to it, Bluetooth. So let's give it a shot. Let's hear how it sounds. Bluetooth audio, here we go. Oof, that's not good.
From a place.
Okay, so I don't think I'm actually gonna play the song because as that started to play, I don't know if it came across in the mic, but I think I blew the speaker. I didn't do anything extreme here, but honestly, like I hear a heavy vibration coming out of the left side of the speaker, and so I think whatever it is, the tweeter or the mini sub or whatever is in that corner, unfortunately blew, and so I don't know how to finish that review. That's interesting. So I think at this point I'm gonna end the review here. Okay, so we ended a bit abruptly there as I recognized that I had blown the speaker. I'm happy to say I reached out to the Mackie guys They promptly shipped me a brand new unit. We are here just only like 2 or 3 days later from the previous point of filming, and we have a new unit hooked up, ready to go, ready for testing. And so what I was about to do last time was test the Bluetooth audio, and after we do that, I think what we'll do is we'll get into a couple of games and just run through it and max this thing out and see if you can play this thing at max volume and if it's going to be dependable for you, because I know for me, sometimes I want it loud. So with that said, let's go ahead now and continue to put this thing through its paces. All right, a little quiet at 1/3, coming up to half.
Bad's from a place where sad was replaced. The mad that I have is because my laugh was erased. This grief I grab, it has a taste.
3/4.
And it's bitter. Yeah, it's hate. Part of me wants to pay you back for all the days that you made me waste while trying to make sense of what you left me with and pick up the pieces that you didn't take. I want you to break, just like I did. Yeah, I want you to feel it too. I want you to face what I face with your warm embrace and hate, cause it's split in two.
Okay, so a couple things. One, that was 100%. It seemed to hold up to the test, although at the end, maybe a little bit of muddiness that I started to hear. But what I do notice is with the various modes, there's a couple of things. The voice mode definitely brings the highs like way up. The clarity is like through the roof. The music mode, it seems, attempts to flatten all the sounds to kind of give you a bass level across everything, highs, mids, and lows. And then the game mode like cranks the bass way up. Obviously, probably, you know, trying to compensate for explosions and things. And so still though, I think when listening to music, I still prefer voice over music. So I think that's a decent sampling of songs. It's plenty loud. It's definitely enough to annoy everyone in my house if I wanted to jam it at full blast. So let's go ahead now and see how some gaming feels. All right, so I figure we'll jump into Grand Theft Auto 5. Mine's all heavily modded and stuff. The sound is even chained gunshot sounds and car sounds and things. So I figure we'll drive a jet ski, drive a motorcycle, maybe drive a plane, shoot some guns, check out some of the sounds and just see how it comes across. I'm gonna go ahead and crank the volume all the way up here. And so now we'll just see how it sounds. I like it. I like how the engine sound and the sound of the wave hitting the bow kind of come from different spots in the sound bar. Honestly, the gunshots sound really good, like really good. Okay, so what an adventure this has been. We unboxed the first unit and we began to test it, and we experienced a blown speaker in the left side of the unit over here. I stopped the review at that point, started communicating with the Mackie audio team. They sent me a brand new unit right away. We continued the test. We played some games, we listened to some music, we tried some various different sources, Bluetooth and USB, and I'm happy to say that the unit has withstood the test. I think the first one was just a dud. This new one is actually really, really good. Probably better than the other one in every way possible. The audio is crisper. It just is a way nicer sound coming out of it. And so, you know, I think really to wrap this whole thing up, it went well through all the experiments. I mean, it sounded well in gaming. It sounded well in music. The EQ modes didn't quite match up to what I expected. I like voice for music. Game for game works well. Still not sure what to used the music setting for yet, might find a use for it. Cranked it up all the way several times, maxed the volume to make sure that it could run at max volume and not give out on you, and I'm happy to say it ran well through all the tests. So for the price point as low as it is, you know, right around $100, I give this thing a 9 out of 10. And I'll tell you, the one thing that would have made it a 10, in my opinion, was if it had an optical audio connection. Having the USB-C only is kind of a limiter for me. I really wish it had that optical, but otherwise, the design is nice, the sound quality is nice. You did see it moving around a little from the bass, but that was a really bass-heavy song and turned all the way up, so I don't think that's actually going to be a problem in day-to-day. So I would say, looking at how the Mackie support went, seeing how responsive they were and how great they've been through the process, the price point of the unit and how well it did through the test, I'm happy to give it a 9 out of 10. I would be happy to say that it's a quality unit for $100 that you could probably bet on, and that's going to give you some really good sound quality in the multitude of things you're doing. So if you have questions other than the things I covered, go ahead and drop them down below. Otherwise, go ahead, hit that like button, make sure to get subscribed. Much love from me. I'll see you in the next one.